Hogwarts.
Welcome home.
Harry Potter has come back to Hogwarts.
Harry?
Professor.
Professor Dumbledore, sir.
Where a class of new friends.
I'm Colin Creevy. I'm in Gryffindor too.
Hello. She's been talking about your summer.
And a realm of new adventure awaits.
Oh dear, we are in trouble.
Set in action!
Now, you are invited to unlock the secrets behind Harry Potter's magical new world.
Harry Potter. Such an honor it is.
And to take an enchanted journey behind the scenes of the most anticipated motion picture event of the year. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
Cut. Pretty good. Great. Playback.
I can tell it's going to be better than the first one.
I think everyone's got high expectations for number 2.
The second one, there's a lot more action, there's a lot more things happen.
It's the best crew I'd ever worked with in my life. I had so much fun.
I wouldn't have swapped this for anything.
He's great.
Wonderful.
Smashing.
Crackingly good.
Oh, in this film I get to work with my whole family, which is really good. There's Mark Williams, who's really funny, and Judy Waters, who's just wicked.
Dumbledore myth.
Who? Who did?
Dumbledore myth. Now you're here, Harry.
Well, Hogwarts is my home.
Come back to the friends you've missed.
So good to see you.
Oh, it's great to see you too.
To the family
Harry.
you love.
Morning, Weasleys.
To the place you belong.
Hello.
Do you live here?
Gather round, everyone.
And discover a whole new world of adventure.
Welcome home.
You'll be all right now then, Harry?
Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
Who are you? Dobby the house elf. Harry has completely lost contact with all his friends over the summer holidays.
Harry Potter must not go back to Hogwarts this year.
Harry is locked in his room by his aunt and uncle.
Uncle Vernon has put bars on Harry's window. And Ron and his brothers, Fred and George,
Arrive in a flying Ford Anglia, as one does.
And then they go and rescue Harry.
and then Harry clambers out and they fly off.
Dad? 10:58. Come on, come on.
Well, at King's Cross, we're all getting on the train.
Sorry, where did that come from?
Harry and Ron are unable, for some magical reason, to get through to platform 9 3/4.
They can't get through the platform.
The train leaves at exactly 11 o'clock. We've missed it.
They have to go to Hogwarts, so they take the only means of transportation available to them.
And Ron decides it would be a good idea to fly the car to Hogwarts.
Steal it, in fact.
Which, in the end, turns out to be an incredibly bad idea, as they end up flying straight into an incredibly violent tree.
They have no idea what's in store.
It's quite exciting for them.
Willow attacks the car.
And proceeds to beat the living daylights out of the car.
You're going to expel us, aren't you?
Let me introduce you to your new defense against the dark arts teacher. Me.
Hermione's absolutely dreamy about Lockhart.
Gilderoy Lockhart.
He arrives as the new defense against the dark arts teacher, always an interesting position in the world of Harry Potter.
Be warned. It is my job to arm you against the foulest creatures.
He can't quite deliver on his ability to control a group of Cornish pixies, which he's brought into the classroom in order to presumably show the students how to deal with them.
See what you make of them. No!
That, as you might say, is not a success.
And then somebody gets attacked and he gets petrified.
The whole school becomes under threat, and the threat is much, much more real.
Hogwarts is no longer safe.
The dark arts are kind of rising again.
So Harry, in the first film, finds a home in Hogwarts.
Hogwarts is where he belongs. But when he comes back and he discovers that there's a real threat to his school.
Harry!
Did you hear it?
Hear what?
The film gets darker, and the magical glow starts to go away, and it becomes much more about shadows and darkness.
Lucius Malfoy. We meet at last.
I'm heavily involved in the campaign to rid the world of these bothersome, poisonous, dirty mudbloods.
There's some wizards, like the Malfoy family, who think they're better than everyone else because they're what people call pure blood.
He believes in pure blood wizardry only.
Pure bloods are those of pure wizarding family whose mothers and fathers are all wizarding. But someone like a Hermione who has human blood is what his son refers to as a mudblood.
They're an embarrassment to the wizarding world, all of them. The last time the Chamber of Secrets was opened, a mudblood died.
Harry Potter must not stay here now that history is to repeat itself.
Repeat itself? You mean this has happened before?
Gather round! Gather!
Gilderoy Lockhart and Snape are trying to have a dueling club to try and train students to stop the murderers from going around and killing everyone.
Excellent.
They take 2 volunteers. It's me and Harry. I cheat a little bit at the beginning. In the second film, he seems to think of more evil schemes and whatnot.
He's a chip off the old block.
Inverted static!
I managed to get flipped up in the air.
Whee! No, it's great.
And then I sort of fire a 10-foot snake at him.
This is a real key moment in the entire film, is because Harry then starts to speak Parseltongue, which is a language which means he can talk to snakes.
And action!
You're a parcel mouth. Why don't you tell us? I'm a what?
You can talk to snakes.
I know.
Emma!
Salazar Slytherin was a parcel mouth. He could talk to snakes too.
Now the whole school's gonna think you're his great-great-great-grandson or something.
He's actually a suspect.
No one knows why.
Hogwarts was founded by 4 professors. One of them is Salazar Slytherin. Slytherin built a secret chamber in the school called the Chamber of Secrets, wherein he could go and work on his dark magic.
The chamber is said to be the home of a monster.
The Chamber of Secrets has indeed been opened.
Meanwhile...
So there are loads of twists and turns everywhere.
Gilderoy might be aware of where the Chamber of Secrets is and how to get there, and possibly be potentially intimately involved with its very secrets.
You're the defense against the dark arts teacher.
The last time...
Moaning Myrtle.
Who's Moaning Myrtle?
I'm Moaning Myrtle. I died.
How? Unless the culprit is caught, it is likely the school will be closed.
She's right, you know.
And then...
I do something, I can't tell you what, that leads to something happening, which I'm not at liberty to say, which turns the whole plot.
I don't want to say too much, really.
I'll say nothing.
And if I told you, I'd have to kill you.
Behind this door lies the darkest secret.
I died.
How?
The most powerful sorcery.
You are going to meet the same end.
Incantatum!
And the greatest adventure
Scared Potter.
You wish.
he has ever known.
Don't even think about it.
Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
It can't be Harry Potter.
Dan has turned into this... I mean, I loved him in the first film.
Strange.
But he's turned into this, amazing actor, really nuanced and detailed performance.
Be in your bonnet, Potter.
I was just wondering if you put me in the right house.
It used to take 10 or 11 takes to get to a certain point in their performances. Now it takes 3 or 4.
I didn't know I could speak.
Yeah, go ahead. Now keep going.
Can I do it bigger on the day? Can I save it till... I get the emotion that Harry would be feeling.
You're upset. You're angry.
And I kind of turn it up a few notches and try and make it as extreme as I can.
You're coming in and you're like, Harry, Harry, and then finally, Harry, come on. So it builds to that.
Yeah.
In other words, you don't want to talk to them, okay?
Look, I didn't know I could speak Parseltongue. What else don't I know about myself?
Cut.
I asked Dan the other day, was he enjoying it? Oh, yes, he's loving it.
I have a bit more confidence with putting ideas forward and trying new things.
But Harry's ever travelled by flu powder before, Mum. Flu powder?
Flu powder is a magic powder that transports you from one place to another.
Diagon Alley! He's really nice and easy to work with.
And he's so good, too.
Well, what do you expect? Pumpkin juice?
The best thing about him is the fact that he can always have a laugh.
Are you so determined to embarrass me?
I'm not determined to embarrass you. I'm determined to be taller than you are.
I'm very pleased with Dan Radcliffe and Dan Radcliffe's performance. I think he's fantastic.
By the way, Harry, happy birthday.
Mr. Weasley. 1, 2, 3, Ferraverto.
He's a great laugh. He's really funny.
Ferraverto. What do I do now?
He does have a remarkable sense of humor.
Who?
Ron, is that your owl?
I've got the owl, Errol, who's really, really stupid and clumsy. He never really delivers the letter properly. Bloody bird's a menace.
Dan and Rupert sometimes get the giggles in the afternoon, which is excellent. It thoroughly amuses me.
Cookie, you know, they're boys. Boys will be boys. And sometimes their concentration is all over the place.
We're so annoying.
Ron and Hermione. The relationship is still sort of standy-offy, but friends, you know.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
I was wondering if you could tell us about the Chamber of Secrets. I think in the second book, Hermione kind of develops. At least no one on the Gryffindor team had to buy their way in. She becomes more friendly with Harry and Ron, and she definitely becomes more sort of easygoing. She's kind of a little less sort of obsessed with books and work, and she kind of settles down a bit. Make sure that Crabbe and Goyle find these. She bosses Harry and Ron around a lot. The question is, who is it? In a way, I think she enjoys it. It's quite fun being the only girl. Finite incantatum! She's a little sensitive.
You three had best be looking after yourselves.
All three of them have that wonderful sense of openness and curiosity and a certain humility.
Because they're middle-class English children, and that's why they know how to behave.
The fact that they're, starting to enter their teen years, so things are starting to get a little more complex. Relationships aren't as simple as they once were. She turns and goes like this.
Wow!
That was cool, Malfoy. I'm coming over to the dark side.
Hagrid!
What do you think you're doing down here? Come on!
How does it feel to be the most popular character in Harry Potter?
What was the question? Sorry.
And I know Robbie Coltrane. I think his character is completely wonderful.
Hagrid will steal all the scenes he's in.
Thanks. Hagrid just plods on his merry way, as Hagrid does. You wouldn't be talking about me now, would you?
No.
Hagrid's still the man to be trusted. Still the main man.
You mark my words, there'll be killings next.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Gilderoy Lockhart.
Gilderoy Lockhart is a
attention-seeking sort of person.
Loves publicity.
Self-involved.
Feels himself to be terrifically important.
Your skills, after all, are legend.
Very vain.
He considers himself a great writer.
He's a bit of a fraud.
A show-off.
And he pretends to be a gracious person, but in reality,
he is neither of those things.
No, I don't want any of you youngsters to worry. You'll still have your potions master when I'm through with him. Never fear.
He's very, very full of himself in a delicious way and doesn't really understand why anybody else wouldn't be. I mean, in some ways, he feels it's a burden. It's a burden to be Gilderoy Lockhart, but it has to be done.
There's a painting of Gilderoy painting himself.
Big camera. If he isn't everything he's saying that he is he just, is he a buffoon? Is he an idiot? Or is he very dangerous?
Maybe we could trick them into telling.
He is almost very convincing. In fact, sometimes you think he's fantastically convincing. Hermione, particularly, I think, is taken with the breadth of his so-called knowledge.
She's just obsessed with him.
And I think she finds him very exciting and different.
He is basically the Brad Pitt of her day.
Which is not an opinion shared by Harry and Ron.
They're just embarrassed by him. He's cringeworthy.
Ladies and gentlemen, what an extraordinary moment this is.
He's very thrilled that he has a full head of hair and flaunts it, rather. It's a little bouffant, there's no question. It's one of his, as far as he's concerned, it's one of his, absolutely, with his teeth and his hair. These are two of his finest weapons in the fight to prove that he is singularly the most gorgeous Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher this year at Hogwarts.
Draco Malfoy is a slick-haired, evil, nasty little kid, really, isn't he?
You'll never catch me, Potter!
He's a lot worse in the second film than he is in the first.
He is a slime ball.
Who do we know who thinks all Muggle-borns are scum?
If you're talking about Malfoy...
Of course!
In the second film, he hates Hermione Granger the most, probably.
No one asked your opinion.
I mean, he's pretty unpleasant to Harry and the boys around him, but when you have a look at him and his dad, it's no surprise.
What?
His dad comes into play.
Now, Draco, play nicely.
He's got long blonde hair, the same colour as Draco Malfoy's.
Lucius is
delicious in his evil.
Oily, slimy, terrible.
Intimidating.
Completely supreme in his arrogance.
He was a follower of Lord Voldemort.
Ooh, horrible.
Lucius, what, my sworn enemy?
He's a thoroughly, thoroughly unpleasant man.
Forgive me.
He's the nicest guy you could possibly meet. He's great.
There's nothing that he wouldn't do.
He personifies evil to me on screens.
And it makes Malfoy now a bit more scarier.
Mind that tree!
Whomping willows, enchanted snakes, rogue bludgers,
Hold on!
and crying mandrakes. Your only escape
Watch yourself, Harry!
is to run to a cinema near you for the most thrilling adventure of the year.
Glad we're out of there.
Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
Cleese and the Malfoys hate each other.
My mortal enemy.
They're big and jolly and full of life.
Morning, Weasleys! I work for the Ministry of Magic.
The misuse of Muggle artifacts department.
Which is about wizards playing tricks on Muggles, which are non-wizards.
Harry, you must know all about Muggles. Tell me, what exactly is the function of a rubber duck?
He's very lovely and sweet and absolutely totally dominated by Mrs. Weasley, my own self, who is, a bit of a matriarch, but lovely.
And although she's a witch and therefore magical, she's extremely down-to-earth and sensible and brisk, and she won't stand any nonsense.
And she's deeply maternal. And she's a mother hen, she's always clucking and, come on.
This is the Burrows, which is our home, the Weasley home. It's comfortable, but a bit Spartan, as you can see.
ABC character. And action.
Oh, that'll be Arrow with the post.
These people are wizards and they have the completely non-conformist house. It's all over the place and there's all these magic things everywhere.
And there isn't a straight line in it.
He feels that they are the closest family that he has.
In acting school, they always end, when they do a scene, two actors will say, and I can't tell you because these guys are around.
Now find a shot, back and forth!
It continues to be a faithful adaptation of the second book.
Knowing Chris and David, they'll stick to the book.
Our goal with the films is to have them be true representations of the books.
Chris tries to keep it real. He's the kind of guardian of the truth on the set.
The sets are real.
Diagon Alley really exists.
It's pretty easy to imagine yourself in the world. Quidditch is quite a tricky thing. When you've got 100 people in the stand and somebody's standing behind a microphone going, and he's shooting from left to right, and now he's called the Seeker, but the bludgers come in.
Another goal for Slytherin!
And I read the book, so I kind of knew what to do, but a lot of the extras around me are going, what's the Seeker? I don't know. Is it good? What's the bludger? I don't know.
It's an amazing world for somebody to play in. It was like a funfair ride for them. They had such a good time.
Rupert's scared of spiders.
Look out!
Hey, I buy you a drink.
We're not really enemies. We love each other, really.
Yes.
Yes.
I have Polaroids that I could show you of Tom.
Shut up now. Shut up.
His hair, like, all spiked up.
Oh, let's go for that one. Can you get it nice and greasy? First one we'll use a fake slug.
They tasted quite nice, actually.
Spit out the slug. Dan and Emma, just as concerned as last time, was terrific. Set and action!
You okay, Ron? Say something.
You guys ready?
3, 2, 1.
Set and action.
Out of my way, Potter.
Sorry, love.
Dare you?
Sixties are like pulling at Emma's hair, and Dan and Rupert have to come and get them off.
Chris Columbus is wonderful. He's magic with those children.
You can't do a 10-month film with the director who you don't like.
And he has the gift of good cheer.
Somehow he kind of takes away the stress and makes it fun.
He's really patient as well.
Hey, dude. Excellent. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, good.
Everybody on the set feels comfortable.
I think Chris deserves a lot of the credit, and the crew, too.
This guy's recording this.
C camera. D camera. And action!
He'll say, move to your right. No, your other right. And then he's zapped.
Now that you've unlocked some of the secrets behind Harry Potter's enchanted realm,
Ron, this is it.
come be a part of the magic as the world celebrates his newest and greatest adventure.
So sorry, dozed off. What have I missed?
I think it's a better storyline.
It's a better film than the first film.
If they think they've seen something in number 1, wait till number 2.
I'm not sure I've ever seen a book captured so faithfully on screen.
We did what we set out to do.
No complaints.
It's got more action in.
Very nice.
Oh, my goodness.
It's funnier.
Eat slugs.
It's much funnier, edgier.
Fun and scary.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
It is superb.
It's all very dramatic.
That's a winning combination.
It's got basically more of everything.
Whoa! Harry Potter and the